Hello, I'm Jennifer, and welcome to the Krewe of Japan podcast, a weekly podcast where we take you on audio journeys through Japanese culture.
This time on Krewe of Japan podcast.
Welcome back to our podcast. Join us as we dive back in traditional Japanese culture with an exploration of the Japanese tea ceremony. This deeply rooted tradition brings to life the refined world of matcha and how it's consumed. Today, we are joined by Atsuko Mori, tea ceremony expert and the director of Camellia Tea Ceremony in Kyoto. Together with Atsuko-san, we get a deeper understanding of everything that comes along with this beautiful experience. Throughout this episode, we explore how Atsuko-san developed her passion for tea ceremony.
Basically, my mom was like, okay, you do the tea ceremony. And I resisted, actually, because, you have to sit on the floor for a long time. It sounded boring. But, my mom told me I can't really say no to your mom, really. So, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. Actually, that was love at first sight.
What guests can expect from a tea ceremony experience.
Wagashi comes first. Basically, if you sweeten your mouth first, and then drink tea, then tea tastes much better.
How this industry is preserving the cultural treasure for the future.
How can we get the younger generation's attentions more? But we still haven't really found the good solution yet because we don't want to change it. We want to keep this tradition. But the image of tea ceremony is the rules, is the discipline, hard, expensive, scary teachers. We need to change that image of that. So that's why we are really trying to have more like a casual ways.
And so much more. Through the lens of a tea ceremony practitioner, this episode hopefully will help shine some light on one of the most notable components of traditional Japanese culture and get you excited to experience it for yourself during your next trip to Japan. Hopefully with a charming host at Camellia Tea Ceremony in Kyoto. With this better understanding of the inner workings of the tea ceremony, you'll be able to enjoy the moment and appreciate its beauty. Are you ready to learn about Japanese tea ceremony? Let's get started.
Thinking about finally learning Japanese, but worried you'll end up just mumbling arigato or konnichiwa forever? Don't worry, NewOrleansJapaneseLessons.com has you covered. Classes are led by Romi Sensei, a native Japanese speaker with over 20 years of teaching experience. She's been teaching online since before it was trendy. 2014, baby! Plus, her classes are super small, 6 people max, so you'll actually get to speak and get real feedback, not just sit there quietly wondering if you're butchering the word ramen. Romi Sensei's lived in New Orleans for over 15 years, and personal friends of mine have taken her classes. They seriously rave about how fun, clear, and downright awesome she is. Why keep telling yourself, I'll start learning next week in English, when you could just say it in Japanese and actually follow through with it at the same time? Check out NewOrleansJapaneseLessons.com, that's lessons with an S, and get started today. Are you new to the crew? Yokoso! We hope you enjoy this episode. If you like what you hear today, then you'll really love our back catalog of episodes from earlier this season and previous seasons. We've had some incredible guests, like Tokyo Lens YouTuber and musician Norm Nakamura feeling out the shamisen, geisha guru Peter McIntosh sharing a look into the real world of geisha, 3-time sumo grand champion Konishiki Yasukichi talking with us about sumo, and so much more. After you finish up this episode, hit that subscribe button or follow or whatever it is, and get notified when new episodes come out. Then while you wait for the new episode to drop, play catch up with the crew. But before you do any of that, let's dive into today's episode.
Welcome back. We are here today, Doug and I, covering another traditional Japan topic, which is something that we always try to, squeeze into some of these seasons. And this time it is tea ceremony, which I'm a huge fan of. I've been to quite a few tea ceremonies myself, did some workshops. And Doug, I'm so excited that we found someone to really give the details about the Japanese tea ceremony. So today I am happy to announce that we have Atsuko-san of Camellia Tea Ceremony. She is the founder, and we're very happy to have you, Atsuko-san.
Hello. Hi, Jennifer and Doug.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, you're in Kyoto, right?
Yes, that's right.
Which is like a second home to me. So I am very familiar with that area.
Great. So you did tea ceremony in Kyoto.
I did. I did a very casual workshop.
Mm.
Yes, a family that I was staying with, the daughter was taking tea ceremony lessons. So
Oh,
she let
wow.
me go for one of her sessions.
Mm.
It was very nice.
Very nice. You're very lucky to be that.
I know. Trust me, I realized how lucky I was.
How did you like it?
I liked it a lot. I was prepared for like the strictest of rules, but like
Wow.
the lady that was teaching her was like, okay, you can sit in any style you want.
Mm.
She did let me try like to make the tea in the appropriate way, which obviously I did not get the first time. I had to repeatedly correct myself. But it was super fun. And of course, I got to enjoy my hard work after. So that was nice with my
Perfect.
tea and my little sweet. So,
Good. Do you make matcha at home?
no, I don't have enough confidence to make matcha at
Oh,
home.
come on.
My wife has some like matcha powder that she brings home
Really?
every time we come. Well, her family lives over in Ibaraki, and every time we come back in the summer, we usually have a little bit we bring home with us. But
Good.
and we have like one of those little like matcha pots, but nothing too special. Nothing too special.
Yeah, matcha is very popular.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
All right. So before we jump too far into matcha, because I know we're going to have to talk about that a lot more later on,
Yep, yep.
let's take a second and talk about our icebreaker. We have an icebreaker we ask all of our guests whether or not they've actually been to New Orleans before.
Mm.
Or if they haven't, what is the first thing they think of when they hear New Orleans? So have you ever been to New Orleans before? And if not, what do you think of when you hear that?
I haven't. And New Orleans for me is the jazz.
It's always a good one.
I'm sure everybody is. And my first jazz, or like the CD I got, is the Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, okay.
Harry Messali. He did the
Yeah.
soundtrack. Yes.
Yeah.
That was for about a year of my best CD.
Harry Connick's super talented.
Yeah, almost like an eye-opening. It's like, what is this music?
Once you start down a jazz rabbit hole with New Orleans, you can find so much. It's like you can't
I
just find,
know. Mm.
there's little pockets of different styles of jazz and everything. So I
Mhm.
dare you, I challenge you to explore a little bit more because you'll find some really cool stuff.
I will. I will.
Well, to start off our main topic today, I wanted to ask you, Atsuko-san, what first got you started with your passion for tea ceremony, and how did you start to pursue it as in like a professional setting?
I started when I was 14 years old. My mom told
Oh,
me to go through this tradition. And because that was the thing, in my parents' generation, like that, learning tea ceremony, flower arrangement, kimono dressing, those were like the must for girls to learn. Yeah, basically my mom was like, okay, you do the tea ceremony. And I resisted actually, because, you have to sit on the floor for a long time. It sounded boring. But, my mom told me I can't really say no to your mom, really. So, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. Actually, that was love at the first sight.
Okay.
When I saw the master did it, I was like, right, this is beautiful. The moment I fell in love with it. And for how many decades, I'm still loving it.
That's great. And then you turned it into something where you can now share that with many people from
yeah.
around the world, not just in Japan,
Yes.
or obviously in Japan, but share with people who are
For
from Japan, but
visitors.
also visitors from around
Yes.
the world as well.
Exactly. And almost at the same time, I got interested in learning English. So basically, tea ceremony, English were my two big hobbies.
Okay.
And at the time, I had like a vague dream that I want to be like a bridge between Japan and the world to talk about this beautiful culture. I also love kimono. My grandfather was a kimono retailer, and I had lots and lots of beautiful kimonos. So I had this small dream, but reality is not. You can't really use tea ceremony as a business. The only way you can use is to teach. But I also wanted to use English. So I basically did English only. So for a long time, my profession was with English.
Okay.
I'm originally from Osaka, and I moved to Kyoto. And then, as you know, it's the heart of Japan. You see
It
all the
is.
tradition alive. People who are actually living in kimonos, tea ceremony everywhere. So I was like, right, maybe here I can do my dream.
There you go.
There we go. That's how I started it.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk about the tea ceremony in general then. Could you give us a little bit of a brief history of just the Japanese tea ceremony as a whole? And what would you say is the purpose of the tea ceremony, and how has it evolved throughout time?
We can actually go back about 800 years when matcha came from China. And
Okay.
so at the time, it was actually a medicine, especially for Zen monks, for them to keep awake, keep them energetic because of the nutrition and the caffeine. Yeah, matcha contains a lot, very strong caffeine because their training is very intense. They basically meditate for like 18 hours a day, but they need to be, awake in mind. So they use this matcha as a medicine. And then after that, it became more like drink to enjoy. Especially the samurais really started to enjoy it. At first, it was just make tea and drink it, but gradually started to show how you make the matcha. About 450 years ago, there was a tea specialist called Senno Rikyu appeared, and he perfected everything with the movement, with the philosophical aspects to this. So since then, tea ceremony became like tea ceremony.
Okay.
The purpose of that, this Senorikyu actually says, just enjoy it. Just enjoy a nice cup of tea. When you have hot water and tea, that you are already in tea ceremony. So when you say tea ceremony, it's actually a bit lost in translation. Ceremony is a bit too much of the word.
Yeah.
Let's say tea party or tea gathering. Yes. A big difference is that we actually are quiet. Yeah, because the base is Zen. Zen, the most important thing is you live the moment. Remember when you are sitting in the tea room, very quiet. There's nothing, just tea sets. And in a quiet time, you see someone is making tea. Then you hear the sound of the steam, the sound of the whisking the tea. And then when you see the host serve tea in front of you, that's the gorgeous, beautiful green. That's the nature. That's the color of nature. You take it, you smell it. All the procedure and everything you see, you hear, you feel is the connection with the time and the nature that you are living at this moment. So for me, or this tea ceremony is to enjoy
Too
the
formal
moment.
almost.
Yeah, just
It's
the
too
moment.
formal.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that because when I've encountered tea ceremony quite a few times when I've been to Japan, and every time I go, I definitely feel like the formality of it is like getting more casual and casual. And then my most recent one was extremely casual.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably didn't even see the tea.
Yeah, no, it was very much very casual. But I think I like that though, because now, like you say, you get this sense of Zen. And I think the one thing that can throw off Zen is the fact that like you're so stressed about getting things right or, having things being proper in a sense where I feel like more casual setting, it becomes a more relaxing setting.
Yes, that is actually the problem is that younger generations are not wanting to do tea ceremony. It's a bit too intense. You need years of actually training, and
Right.
it's actually worth it. You can't actually just make tea and invite your friends. Actually, because you go through this training, you understand what this is for. Then you can break it down. But
Right.
Before you can't actually, how to say, like abbreviate it.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can't shorten it up until you
Mm,
really know what's important, what to keep in,
sure.
and
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I got
Yeah.
you. I got you.
So, for the younger generations, try 5 years. At least 5 years, then you can think about it.
So with the evolution of the tea ceremony,
Mm,
did that also evolve differently in different parts of the country? Because I know Kyoto has a very, is a
mm,
hotspot for tea ceremony.
mm,
But then, New Orleans' sister city, Matsue, is very famous
mm,
for wagashi
mm.
and tea ceremony as well.
Oh, yes.
So did it kind of evolve differently in different parts of the country at different times? Or was it kind of a standard across the board?
I would say the standard, but especially with the right, we can basically go back about 400 years that the base is in Kyoto, like from this Senno-rikyu. He had lots of followers, not only the commoners, but also the samurais. Samurais really love the tea ceremonies. And also samurais get transferred to everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
When they are transferred to another place, like Matsue, very strong samurai family there. So that's why it's still big in there. In Kansai area, that's probably Wakayama is actually another big place. As a city, small, but culturally it's big because they, how do you say, the culture still remains in there.
I see. It's not as touched by like everyday big, the cities evolve, whereas like kind of smaller
Mm,
towns, they tend to, it takes a little bit longer for things to deviate from like the standard, right?
mm. Yeah, it's and also probably with the sense of the sweets. Tea ceremony and matcha needs sweets. So whether the sweet is popular, then also tea ceremony is also quite popular, like Kanazawa.
That's right. Kanazawa is really famous for it too, right?
Kanazawa is very famous
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
wagashi.
Yes, yes.
Well, we talked a little bit about the atmosphere and environment,
Mm.
but what other aspects could you describe for the tea ceremony? So, like before we recorded, I know we were talking about kimono, how
Mm.
kimono is a really big aspect
Mm,
of it.
mm, mm,
Maybe like what the room looks like typically
mm.
when people come to enjoy.
Mm, mm, mm.
Can you describe a little bit of that for us?
Depends how you want to make it formal or like casual. If you want to make it formal, yes, kimono is necessary. And also the kimono also have some ranks. So you really also be careful with the rank of your kimono, what you are wearing. The color, the design should match with the season or the occasion, theme of the tea ceremony, like today's tea ceremony. But also at the same time, it shouldn't be too much. Yeah, that's a lot of things. Lots of things that you have to think. No jewelries, even
Okay.
a wedding ring, nothing on your hands, and no necklaces, no bracelets, because that might damage that beautiful tea bowls or the utensils.
Ah, okay. Like accidentally scratch it or something.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way what you wear. In the tea room, what you see, maybe the calligraphy in the scroll on the wall, some flower, some incense box. Everything is related to like today's theme, maybe season. This
Okay.
theme is very important when you organize a tea party. And also that's something you look forward to catching in today's tea ceremony.
Got it.
Mm.
I'm interested in knowing, like, when you're hosting, is it typically just one person hosting, or do you have multiple people helping you host?
Depends how big you are going to make it. Just one
Oh,
person
okay.
is, of course, it's doable. If you are making a big party, then you will have some assistants.
And you were mentioning like theme. Do people know what the theme is coming in, or is that something where the tea house has that's their specialty or something like that? Or is it truly just, a lot of times like seasonal, like in that regard? Is it kind of like
Mm.
a, oh, I want to go on a Tuesday because it's like, I don't know. Oh God, I can't think of an example, but it's like
But
purple and
maybe
yellow day. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. When you get the invitation, you know what this
Okay.
ceremony is for, so you will know what you wear.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and well, right now it's the mid-May, so it's already the early summer. So yeah, things become more like summery colors, the material, and lots of green, blue.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
for hydrangeas.
Yeah, hydrangeas. Yes,
Hydrangea season's
exactly.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what would you say is like the key structure to a tea ceremony? Like a 5-course meal, the courses are kind of brought out in
Mm.
like waves. You don't get everything at once, you get a little bit at a time.
Yes.
Does a tea ceremony have a similar structure or that kind of sense of order in terms of presentation as well as preparation?
Yes, definitely. And when we do the formal one, that's called a chaji, you first get this about a half-course meal, and then after that you get tea ceremony. And everything is again based on Zen. In Zen, this full-course meal is one dish at a time. This is for you to focus on one dish, one design, the taste, the presentation. Don't get mixed up with another. Right. So that's the important thing. So that meal is called a kaiseki. Kai
Okay.
is when you wear kimono, you have, I have never really thought about this English. Around your chest, there's the slit that you can put things in.
um,
Can you picture the kimono?
It's sort of inside the obi. There's like right here.
Yes, a little bit above of the obi. There's actually the slit that you can actually put some paper and the things
Yeah.
in. That place is called kai. It's a futokoro, and the other kanji is called kai. And the seki is a stone.
okay.
So we go back to the Zen monks. When they get hungry, they can't eat. In order to ease the hunger, they put warmed stone in that area. So that's where the stomach is, right? So that is the very start of kaiseki, right? And then after that, tea ceremony started to use it as just a pinch of rice, pinch of something from the mountains, something from the ocean, started to eat a little. And then became bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we have this, 13 courses is the full course meal. But actually they started as a stone.
Just to keep their stomach warm.
Yep, that's right. So now it's the big meal. But so that's the history of kaiseki. So you start this about a half course of kaiseki, and also it's one dish at a time. So you just really enjoy one taste, the season, the moment that you are alive, living this moment. So just appreciate the moment.
Right.
And then you actually leave the room. The host to change the decoration inside, and then you come back. When the host is ready, actually we ring some bells or drums, like a specific order of the drums. And then when you hear that, you come back. So basically, everything is done complete in silence or anything. You don't have to talk, but everything is actually signaled. So you just move. So it's also like communication within our mind, our heart, right? And you come back to the room. So you appreciate the new decoration, and then the tea starts. So it will be about 4 hours, but
It's a long ceremony.
it's a long one, yes. Yeah, this is the part of this many years of training. When you understand what happens, what you do, then it's actually very relaxing. You don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah.
Because everything is in order, you know what to expect, and then you just enjoy it.
See, the one I went to in Matsue, I think it was maybe 45 minutes. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a long ceremony. Okay. 4 hours.
Oh,
Wow.
that's actually short. Yeah, 45 minutes is short.
It's a short one.
I think the longest one I've ever done was like, I think it was like maybe an hour and 30 minutes or an
Okay.
hour. I forgot, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of longer.
With how many guests?
How many people were there in that room? I think about like 20 to 30 people.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Let's just say the hostess was not alone. She had several people with her.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So typically, is it more? I know. Again, I'm sorry to move on from that question we were talking about, but about the key structure. But this kind of, I guess, part of it, size wise, is it typically kind of sometimes very intimate, maybe a few people, and then other times it could be massive, like Jennifer's, where it was 20 to 30 people. What's the biggest one you've ever done?
I think that was about 14.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot of people. That was really a lot of people. And I was like, is it really you can do this? But it was done.
There you go.
Very smooth.
How long was that one?
Less than an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, more people doesn't necessarily mean longer.
Yeah.
It just depends on like how things happen. So like I remember for the one that I went to that had a big crowd, for example, they ran out of wagashi. So they had to go, they had to use like, oh gosh, I don't remember the Japanese name for this sweet, but it's like it's brown. It's very like sugar and cinnamon.
Oh, yatsuhashi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yatsuhashi?
They like substituted with that.
Yeah, those are great. I love those.
Yeah, no, those are delicious.
Yeah, in fact, this depends on how you organize it, how you train your assistants. Then you can actually make it very quick.
And is there like a proper order for like if the tea comes first or if the wagashi comes first and like how that works?
Wagashi comes first. And then
is there a purpose for that?
Basically, if you sweeten your mouth first and then drink tea, then tea tastes much better. That's basically it.
When it comes to the tea, not only are we talking about the tea itself, the matcha, but like we were talking about earlier, how you were asking us if we make matcha at home, what are some common tools that is used during the making of it? I also have a few things here at my house, like the pot and the whisk and the cup. But like, I know there's way more than just that.
Yes. Actually, not too many though. The main one is the kettle. You need hot water. Kettle, and then there's also water jug. In case the kettle was too boiling, then you can actually cool it down with the cold water. You know, the ladle, the bamboo ladle to scoop the hot water. And when you open the lid of the kettle, you need to rest it. So there's a lid rest. So the tea bowl, tea caddy, scoop, and matcha. Oh, and also a small container to throw the used water. So basically that's it. Not too many things that you need.
We were asking about tools and everything, and I apologize. Were there other ones? I didn't want to cut you off if you weren't finished.
Yeah, please.
For the wagashi, I know that there's a few different types of wagashi, right? There's like there's different. I can't remember the names. I should. There's like a green one, right? And then kind of a pinkish. Is it pink or red? And then a white one. And those there's like three. They're all different flavors and different types of wagashi. And obviously, there's probably more official names for them than than the pink one and the green one.
Yeah.
But is that pretty much the primary style of wagashi, or are there other types as well?
There's hundreds of different types of wagashis. You can choose anything you want. There's mainly, I can say, 2 or maybe 3 types of wagashis. In tea ceremony, one is called omogashi. It's more like a fresh, like mochi, a fresh one that is made on the day and you have to consume on the day. There's something called higashi, the dry sweet. That is more like senbei,
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, can be like a candy, sometimes like jelly. The yatsuhashi is also, it can be dried yatsuhashi or fresh yatsuhashi. So you just combine those 2 types of sweets with the color, design, anything you want.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember when I did the tea ceremony, because really the only time I've really done a really official tea ceremony was in Matsue about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago. It explains why I'm a little rusty on it, but I know there was like little cubes of like, I think there was like a green one and then like a yellow one with a little white. And again, I think Matsue has its own unique wagashi too. So maybe it's different from what's served in Kyoto, or not completely different, but just their own little take on it and little spin.
And it could be the wagashiya, so the shop could specialize in a certain wagashi.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the region, but it could just be like the family who practices wagashi.
Awesome.
Yes, there's even how thin the layers of the sweets can be, or you can in fact visit the sweet shop and customize it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to make a tea ceremony themes in a literature, and the theme was actually it's a dark night evening with moonlight, and there was a big, basically like a typhoon night. That's the theme of the chapter. So I was talking about it, and he actually used bamboo ash.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine it? Bamboo ash, edible.
Right. What does that taste like?
Actually, it doesn't really. It just makes it completely black. And then when you cut it, and inside there's just one white ball in it. So that's the moon. Surprise! So
that's awesome.
That you can really like create very, very creative sweet makers too.
That's great.
Mm.
Actually, let's transition a little bit from the pieces of the ceremony to the etiquette. And we're not just talking about the etiquette of the participants, but also those holding the tea ceremony. What is the expected etiquette of those putting on the tea ceremony, but then also those that are the guests?
I don't want to really intimidate people, but if you are invited to a formal one, you may want to try to kneel, maybe for the first 5 minutes. Yeah, just to show that you are trying. And we all know kneeling is difficult, and I don't like it, and it's not really comfortable thing at all. But when you wear kimono, it's actually the only way you can sit. It's kneeling.
Right.
And,
there's not many options.
No, not much. We have some small gadgets that make you feel easier to sit. We actually have a little like a triangle chair.
Oh.
Yeah, that you can actually put it so that it really help your weight on your legs.
Yeah.
So yes, well, we do use them. If it's like 4 hours of tea ceremony, it's impossible. We're all humans.
Yeah, you need that little triangle chair.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, when you sit like that, another question that I get a lot is that when do they bow? Bowing is actually very difficult to answer. In fact, we just do it naturally. So even apologize, to say thank you, to just say goodbye, hello, everything is with the bowing. In tea ceremony, I would say just watch around when your neighbor, the one next to you, bows, just follow it.
When in doubt, just copy what the next person is doing,
exactly.
Right?
And you pray that they know what they're doing.
That's right, exactly.
Well, if everyone's doing that, then everyone's doing the same thing, and then everyone looks normal, and it's all good. So,
So, yes, there is some times you are supposed to, but if I start to talk about it, I'm going to keep talking another 1 hour. So, yeah, basically you copy someone who does. Yeah, the way you eat the sweets, whatever you want to. There's no rule for this. You may be presented in a plate with a little stick. So that stick is a little knife and fork. So you cut into small pieces and then you stick, then eat. Tea bowls has the front face or the most beautiful design in a tea bowls, right? So the beautiful part is facing to you when the host serves the tea. So when you drink, we don't drink from the front. That is the most beautiful place that you do not put your lips on it. So for that, you actually turn a little and then try to find somewhere not really designed. and then enjoy the tea.
Okay.
And after you drink, you have some time to enjoy the tea balls.
So when you rotate it a little bit, it's not just,
Yes.
halfway or anything. It's just depending on the cup that you're using or the bowl that you're using.
We say just turn it about 45 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, it also depends on the school style of the tea ceremony you are learning. My school says 45 degrees in 2 turns. Others go to the other side.
Okay.
There's also like 3 times. So in the end, just avoid the most beautiful part.
Good advice.
Yes, that's the sum of that.
I'm glad I finally know that because I've always heard about the turning and I know about the turning, but I never knew why I was doing the turning. I was just doing it because I know I had to do it.
Yes, that's the reason. Yay, there you go.
I'm excited. I learned something new.
Yeah, lots of mysterious movements in tea ceremony.
There is.
Yes, but they have meanings.
Well, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. And, I feel like it's not just tea ceremony. I feel like a bunch of traditional Japanese culture aspects are like really dwindling right now, such as like the kimono and geisha culture. And as you say, it's the younger generation not really eager to keep up with those practices. Do you find this to be something that people who practice tea are worrying about? And if so, have y'all thought of ways to help preserve the art of tea for the future?
Oh, definitely. I want to pass it down to the next generations. We do, yes, we do worry about the preservation. How can we get the younger generation's attentions more? But we still haven't really found the good solution yet because we don't want to change it. We want to keep this tradition.
Right.
But the image of tea ceremony is the rules, is the discipline, hard, expensive, scary teachers,
Not you.
Not me, exactly. Nothing is me. So we need to change that image of that. So that's why we are really trying to have more like a casual ways. So we don't talk about the attires, anything you want to. Sometimes we do on the chairs and tables. So the first step, we want to make it easier. And then when you are interested, right, let's try a bit more. The Camellia tea ceremony is really trying to make the first step easy. However, at this moment, we are not really able to get the Japanese guests. Yeah, almost 100% it's foreign guests that we receive. But we are opening a new tea house soon, and there we're going to host a lot of events, like a tea ceremony events. Yeah, and because it's in the center city, so that's easier for everyone to come. So that's what we are trying to do from now on, focusing more of the events and try to get more Japanese people enjoy this tea ceremony.
Okay. Well, actually, I had another question about what you guys with Camellia Tea Ceremony. But before we do that, I kind of want to ask one question about like the learning and the schooling for this. For the accessibility of it, is it something that there's a strict apprenticeship that you have to go through for it, or like strict classes like after you graduate from like high school or junior high? Or is it something you can do on top of, like, instead of going to Juku after school, you go to tea ceremony school? How does that training go?
Usually it's like a class, like in a swimming school or something that you go on top of your usual life.
Okay.
In Kyoto, in fact, there is a full-time tea ceremony school. There's one in Kyoto. You can actually get to the master's level in 2 years, while it usually takes 10 years. But usually when you learn tea ceremony, that's that you do school, or like even you are working, and after work, after school, you take these lessons like once or twice a week.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was curious, because I noticed that And I'm not surprised. Kyoto would definitely have a full-time school. If there's ever a place in Japan that would have that, it would be Kyoto.
Mm.
But I was curious how, like, if it was something where maybe it was every day, 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, like that kind of thing, or if it was maybe once a week, maybe for an hour or two here or there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So back to Camellia tea ceremony.
Right?
In addition to your new venue that you're opening up soon, that's going to have new events, what can guests expect to be included in your typical experience?
Usually, one course is either 45 minutes or about 50 minutes. First, we talk about this history, the background of tea ceremony. And then we perform the tea ceremony just for one cup of tea. And then after that, there's more like a question and answer. And also the guests can make their own tea. So we provide the teacup and the whisk. So we make it together. And the guests can also enjoy with a sweet and the tea.
Yeah, that's great. It's educational, but then also hands-on where you can kind of
exactly.
you can do it
Making
yourself.
it
Yeah, I think I prefer that method. I've been to a tea ceremony where I literally had to do nothing but sit there and watch and then enjoy.
Right.
But I actually like the physical, like I want to learn. So
I'm
like
sure.
when there's an opportunity, I really enjoy that.
Yes. Yeah, probably at first it's difficult to froth up, but yeah. Lots of people make it beautiful tea.
And you were saying that for your ceremonies, you're finding that you're getting a lot of a foreign audience coming to a Camellia tea ceremony. How do you feel those foreign visitors are reacting to it?
Mostly they really enjoy a lot. Also, we provide kimono dressing service. So lots of them actually dress up in kimono and come to the tea ceremony. Yeah, they really enjoy the full.
Yeah, that is the full experience, huh?
Yes. Yeah, little people say like they learn a lot. Matcha these days, especially in the States, it's more like a matcha latte, matcha ice cream.
Yeah. Well, and then really in the States, you have to worry about where you're getting the matcha because, like here locally in New Orleans, I only know very few who actually have their matcha from Japan. Like, whereas like the chain places that do matcha, I don't even think that's really matcha, honestly.
A little questionable.
Yeah. So you might actually have foreigners coming to Camellia tea ceremony and they actually haven't tasted real matcha yet.
Yes, that's actually quite true. And people go, the first time to have pure matcha, no sugar, no milk. And also, lots of them people say like, oh, the green tea it's bitter, so I don't like it. But matcha is trendy, so let's try. And then they love it. When you do it right, matcha is actually very tasty.
It is. It is.
So before we wrap up, we have one quick question for you. And that is probably the hardest question of the day. If you had to pick one thing, what would you say you love the most about the Japanese tea ceremony experience?
Right, that is the hardest one. I like the serenity of that.
Okay.
Also in the everyday session that during the tea ceremony everyone is supposed to be quiet, just in a complete silence. You can hear just the sound of the steam of the water making the tea. That'll be about 10 to 15 minutes. You can really focus on the time at the present without looking at your phone, without thinking about anything but being there. That's actually very refreshing. I like to go to tea ceremony and also I like to do the tea ceremony is for that moment that I can completely free from everything.
It's always nice to disconnect, right? Just a few minutes, just no noise, just
exactly
you and your surroundings.
Yes, that's the most beautiful thing about tea ceremony for me.
I love it. I love some serenity in my life. I need it. I need it right now. More than ever, do I need serenity in my life?
Too much distraction in life these days.
Oh yeah, very much. 2 children will do that to you a lot.
Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today, Atsuko-san. It was a pleasure to talk with you and learn more about tea ceremony. I really hope our listeners got a lot out of it. I know that I did. Like I said, I learned a few new things now. Yay. But to conclude, before we depart, I wanted to give you all the space to give attention to maybe the website, y'all's social media, y'all's establishment services. So just take it away, Atsuko. Give us all the information.
All right. Thank you very much. So Camellia Tea Ceremony, at this moment, we have two venues in Kyoto. One is called Camellia Flower. One is called Camellia Garden. Center city and also a bit outskirts, but surrounded by beautiful gardens. So that's why it's called garden. And our new venue will be next to the Camellia Flower. Well, there's lots of different ways you can enjoy tea ceremony. So next time when you are visiting Kyoto, please type in Camellia. Website is tea-kyoto.com. We have Instagram, X. We try to deliver a lot of information about Kyoto tea ceremony and other culture. So yes, please pop in. And when you come next time, please tell us that you listen to this podcast. We'll be very delighted.
Yeah, we'll definitely put all of those links in the show notes for our listeners.
Oh,
but yes, if you go visit, definitely let them know that you listen to our podcast.
Please.
Yeah, and that's actually how we found you, was social media. Because, again, just a testament to the quality of the content that you guys post on your social media. Like you said, X, Instagram. I think y'all are on Blue Sky too, right? I think. Pretty sure. Maybe not. I don't know. But the quality of the content is amazing. And it's not just about tea ceremony. It's just about Kyoto and history and cultural context to a lot of things. So if you just want to learn more about Japan, definitely give Atsuko-san and Camellia Tea Ceremony a follow on your favorite social media platform. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, totally delighted. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you
very
too.
Nice to meet you too. And I know for sure next time I'm in Kyoto, I am definitely going to reach out and visit. So.
Please. Yes, I'll be looking forward to it. And to you, Doug, whenever you are back.
Yeah, whenever that will be. I do get back to Japan every once in a while, usually every year.
He's never been to Kyoto.
I've been to Kyoto.
I've been to Kyoto.
He's been, but like he doesn't travel to Kyoto often.
I don't get the Kansai. I don't get past Tokyo usually.
Oh, but Kansai's the best.
Yeah, go on, Jennifer.
I would love to make my way back to Kansai at some point. I was actually there. We're going way off the rails here. I was there a few years ago, but we were only there for a couple of days and to take the kids to USJ. So didn't get to do too much. Too much traditional stuff. Only Mario and some dinosaur rides.
Yes,
but
of course.
Whenever I do make it to Kyoto, I will absolutely swing by one or two, or well, at that point maybe three.
Yeah,
probably three, maybe four by then. It may be years, but whenever I do, I'll make sure I stop in.
Please do.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. This is so much fun.
Thank you very much.
And that concludes this week's episode. A huge thank you to Atsuko-san for joining us and sharing her expertise regarding all things tea ceremony. As a passionate professional, she was able to paint the perfect picture of what to expect and experience in a Japanese tea ceremony setting. With this newfound information, we hope you were able to learn enough to confidently book a tea ceremony experience on your next trip to Japan. If you are in Kyoto, be sure to add Camellia and its tea houses to your itinerary. Since recording this chat with Atsuko-san back in May, Camellia will be opening an additional building called the Flower Annex in March of 2026. In fact, by the time you are listening to this, bookings should be available on their website. The kettle's always on at Camellia, so go and join Atsuko-san and her team for tea. We'll have Camellia Tea Ceremony's website and social media linked in our show notes. And of course, thank you, our listeners. Whether you are new to the crew this season or you've been with us since the beginning, we're excited to have you along for the ride. If you enjoyed this episode, do us a favor. Subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and drop a review on your favorite podcast platform. Every single one of those 5-star ratings and or reviews helps others interested in Japan and this kind of content find the podcast. Or hey, maybe just let a friend know about us. Any and all support is incredibly appreciated. Have you attended a tea ceremony in Japan? Share your story with us on social media. Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X. We're all over the place, but we'll love to hear from you. That's KREWEOFJAPAN podcast. You'll also be able to keep up with what's going on with the crew and all of our content. Or maybe you want to reach out to us directly. Send us an email at crewofjapanpodcast@gmail.com. We'd really love to hear from you. But that's it for today. Until next time.
Looking to start your own podcast and don't know what platform to use? Tell me about it. When we started the Krewe of Japan podcast, we tried a bunch of the big name recording platforms, but always came back to the one we're still currently using to this day, Zencastr. Zencastr is now the all-in-one solution making podcasting easy. In addition to its high audio and video quality for podcast production, Zencastr provides a full suite of production tools to record, produce, and publish studio quality content from the comfort of your home. Just log in through your browser and start recording. It's that simple. For us, we simply send out links to our guests and they join the lobby. But before you know it, it's all done and you have your studio quality audio and up to 4K video right there ready for you right when you finish. The best part is having their multi-layered backups to ensure that your recordings are in the highest quality, regardless of anyone's internet connection stability. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcasts in one place and distribute to all the major destinations. It's really that easy. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code Krewe of Japan, KREWEOFJAPAN, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experiences we do for all of our podcasting and content needs. It's your time to share your story.